My name is Jason and welcome to the Gunner Station, my channel where I talk all things Arsenal, and today I'm going to talk about Arsenal's first Premier League game back against Newcastle United this Sunday. Now, I'm as excited as any Arsenal fan for the new season, due in large to, of course, our successful transfer window. However, let's go through the team news. I mean, we'll get the long-term absentees out of the way first. You've obviously got Rob Holden, Hector Bellerin and Mavropanos, who, recovering from long-term injuries. I think Rob Holden's on his way back soon. Then you've obviously got Kieran Tierney, who's recovering from his hernia operation. Again, I think he'll be back sooner rather than later. I'm sure you've seen the videos on arsenal.com of him in the training facility. There's also doubts about fitness in regards to Nicola Pepe and Mo Elneny because they've obviously played at the African Cup of Nations. I don't think Mo Elneny would have started. I mean, we would have had to be in quite dire straits if he did start. No offence, Mo, but they're not reportedly going to start. And then obviously got Lacazette, who obviously came off with an injury at the Emirates Cup game a while back now. It was reported that it was not too serious, but he's obviously a little bit of a doubt. I do think that he will play, however, which is obviously great news. He's one of our best players. But of course, the big talking point is Mesut Ozil and Sead Kolasinac are going to be missing the game due to security concerns, is what's been reported, which you'd have to speculate, of course, is to do with what's happened like about a fortnight ago in regards to that attempted armed robbery. I'm sure you've seen the video of it. It's disappointing really, because you imagine all the money and security that Arsenal and the players probably have their own personal security as well. So for that to happen, there's obviously something a bit more than we know that's going on. Maybe attempted attacks. As I said, it's just be speculation. It would be wrong for me to go into that. It could be missing, and especially with a left back position, I just feel like we could have done with both players in the team. However, obviously that takes precedence, their safety and security of not just them but their family. So I wished them all the best, and hopefully they come back into the team sooner rather than later. I mean, as for Newcastle, their new record signing, I think it was 40 million, Joelinton, sorry if I've been mispronounced that, but he's expected to be starting. They've got Andy Carroll, who's also just made a return to the club. He won't be playing because of injuries and whatnot, which I guess is a relief, because obviously he's got a reputation for doing very well against Arsenal. And of course, Newcastle was definitely the best period of his career. I remember seeing Andy Carroll play for Newcastle. He came off the bench when I worked at St James's Park in 2010. It was a 4-0 victory. I had to get that in there. But it was a Carling Cup game, and he came off the bench and he looked, like almost world class, so to speak. Caused our defence so much issues. He was on the bench because they were playing Sunderland the next game, I believe, which is obviously more of a priority for the Newcastle faithful and whatnot. However, I just feel like his reputation of being a tormentor of Arsenal, he's not exactly Didier Drogba. I feel it was just more based on the fact that he scored a hat-trick against us when he was playing for West Ham, and there was that goal he did score against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, 1-0 victory. That was nearly 10 years ago or so, but otherwise I don't think he's actually scored or done much against us. I remember seeing a few games where he gets hyped up as being a problem for Arsenal, and then just our defence, as terrible as it is, handles him pretty well. If I'm incorrect about that, feel free to correct me in the comments below. Now onto the statistics. So Arsenal have won the last 12 out of 13 games against Newcastle United. The last victory they had was the 2-1 victory at St James's Park in 2018, when I believe that was the last match before Arsene Wenger announced that he would be leaving end of the season, which obviously that was one bad away result too many for him at the time. But then otherwise, just Newcastle have not had a good record against us. I believe they've only kept 2 clean sheets since 2007 against us. And one of them would be that 1-0 Andy Carroll goal victory they had that I did mention. All signs are pointing to an Arsenal victory, unfortunately. Sorry, Newcastle fans. Not sorry. But what I will mention very quickly about Newcastle is obviously there's talk about a boycott going on the game on Sunday, with obviously Newcastle fans just fed up with Mike Ashley. This has been going on for like more than 10 years now with them. There's obviously debate on Twitter and whatever else with pundits saying, is it right for them to do this? Should they get behind Steve Bruce and the new team? They have spent like 40 million on new signings and whatnot. I mean, for my opinion, for what it's worth, these Newcastle fans have gone through a lot with, 2 relegations, all their best players getting sold, 40 million spent, but that was obviously they sold Perez to Leicester. So if Newcastle fans want to boycott the game and do whatever they need to do that they feel necessary to get rid of Mike Ashley, all the best to you guys, honestly. I would just wish, for everyone's sake, that Mike Ashley would just sell Newcastle United, because, I've been to Newcastle away before. I've been on nights out and whatnot. It's a very good place to go to. I just feel like they deserve their club to be a bit more bigger than it is. It's just been restricted by Mike Ashley. So just for the best of everybody, it just needs to go, really. So moving back onto Arsenal, with all the information I've just said, I'm going to give you my predicted lineup. This is, I say it's my predicted lineup, it's my predicted lineup of who I think Unai Emery will play on Sunday. We'll get the obvious one out of the way, so that'll be Bert Leno in goal, because he's our number one. Martinez, I think, is average, but Leno is our definite number one. Right back will be Maitland-Niles, and our left back will be Nacho Monreal, because we don't have anyone else. Like Kolasinac is obviously for security concerns. Tierney's injured. Do we have another right back at the club? I don't think we do, but yeah, so it'll be them two, Maitland-Niles and Nacho Monreal. Then centre back, obviously I'll put Socrates in there, and then I'm going to throw in our new signing David Luiz. I just think, he's going to be our best defender. Why not throw him in there straight away? Because if he didn't play, I'd put Callum Chambers in there. Or if we were going to play with a back three instead of a back two, I would put Callum Chambers in there with Luiz and Socrates. But if it's straight between Chambers and Luiz, as much as I do actually rate Chambers, I think he's actually quite an underrated player. A lot of people saying sell him or whatever. I think there is a very good player in there. But you've got to play Luiz. He's just clearly the better player at the moment. So yeah, Socrates and Luiz I'd play. Then in the middle, I think he's fit, so I would put Torreira. If he's not fit, then probably Guendouzi would play. But if between the two, Torreira starts with a Guendouzi all day long. I think he will be loyal to Granit Xhaka, who probably will captain the side as well. So that would be our midfield pairing. Then ahead of them, in the Mesut Ozil role, attacking midfielder, or number 10 as you could say, I'm going to actually go for Joe Willock. I believe Joe Willock has very impressed a lot during the pre-season. I think this is a good opportunity. I think it's a very good opportunity for him to impress and nail down a first team spot in the absence of Mesut Ozil. I think our new signing as well, Salibas. Sorry if that's, I'll need to get my head around. I'm sure when I hear Martin Tyler or whoever pronounce his name a few times, I'll get the correct pronunciation. But I believe he's more of a central midfielder. Rather than like a number 10. I mean, as I said, I could be wrong there. So no, I played Joe Willock there, and I think he could really impress. He brings a lot of energy, and there's a lot of raw talent there that can be nurtured. And then our front three, it'll have to be Mkhitaryan, because Pepe's not going to play. He'll be on the right side. I'd play Aubameyang on the left, and I believe he will be fit, so put Lacazette in the middle. If Lacazette isn't fit, I don't know who they're going to put. Obviously, you have to put Aubameyang in the middle on the left side. Perhaps you could start Reece Nelson instead. I would not be against that. I'd rather play Reece Nelson instead of Mkhitaryan, but I do believe he will start with the more experienced Mkhitaryan over Nelson. Maybe Nelson can come on in the second half and impress and show why he should be starting over Mkhitaryan. Well, that's my hope anyways. As for my predicted result, I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to Arsenal. I believe that we've got the firepower to score the goals, but I believe Newcastle will be very good in defence, very defensively minded. But I do believe they will get a goal, whether they score first or if it's a consolation goal. I don't believe, like Luiz and Socrates, if they're going to be the pairing, they obviously need time to gel or whatnot. So there, unfortunately, is a mistake in there. I don't believe Arsenal will keep a clean sheet. I'll be more than happy if they do. But, I think 2-1 away victory for Arsenal is the way I'm going to be going for that. So what do you think of my lineup? Do you agree with it? What would you do differently? What would your formation be for the Newcastle game? Please let me know in the comments below. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, and we'll give my reactions after the Newcastle game to what's gone on, including my player ratings and other thoughts. So my name is Jason, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.